Hey, welcome to part 3 of North of Banff. And today was detail day. I had to do a little bit of redesign, but the majority of the time was working with small brushes, but also working up in the sky and bringing the sky more alive with all those nice sky colors, ceruleans and all that kind of stuff, to bring about some strength in this painting. I mean, this is really surprised how well it turned out. Okay, so every once in a while you can really surprise yourself, even at this stage. But get outside and paint. Paint with your friends. Don't be intimidated by a white canvas, and get critiques. All right, enough of me doing this. Let's get into part 3 and finish this painting. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hey, welcome to part 3 of North of Banff. And today we're going to be doing detail. This is the last part of this series. And in the next 30 minutes we're going to try to finish this. So yesterday we spent a lot of time down here, this part of the painting. And I still don't have it right, and I need some work to do, particularly some detail. And then I have to really work on this sky. So let's get hopping here. So I've got my timer going. I've got 29 minutes to go. I've got my big monitor off to the side, right there. And just gives me a little bit more information. So what I see here when I came in is the green that I put in here is not right. It needs to be a little bit warmer. So I'm going to get some olive. And I'm working with a number 2025. And I'm going to be knocking this kind of bright green I have off here with some olive. Let's just get a little bit of white in there. It's a little too strong. Let me lighten that up just a little bit. I think that's pretty good. Oh, that worked out pretty nice. Let me get back and take a look. Oh yes, worked so good. There's some dark spots in there, so I'm going to make a stronger mixture. There's no white in this. And I'm just putting some straight out of the tube olive. And now I'm going to go back to a lighter version of it and lighten up some of the areas that need lightening. All right, that is doing a nice job. All right, so let me move my olive off to the side. I think I also need some, for some reason this blue kind of just didn't do the trick. Let's get some ultra in there with a little bit of lightener. I'm going to put some Gamsol in it to thin it down, and I think it could use some lightener. And I need some here too, and here. think it needs a good sharp edge on top. And then another level down below it. And now I'm going to lighten it a little bit for a few streaks of lightener. There we go. And I think there's some snow in there. And I'm going to do a little bit more snow in some important places on the painting or on the mountain. I got a dirty brush. There we go. Clean that up. All right, back at it. There's some snow in here. And I think a few dots in here. And there's some up in here. And a little bit on the side here. And a few dots here and there. And a little bit more in here. Just trying to keep an eye on what the reference is going to unlock some secrets for me. So there's a few dots up in here. In the crannies, crooks and crannies. All right. Just because we have so much room here, let's just knock some snow and make it up in a few places. Right there. And just think there should be some right in here. It's not there, but I'm going to make it there. Come on, lay it down. There we go. All right, let's get up into the sky. Ooh, that looks good from back here. Okay. I do need one nice, bright, almost white, little bit of blue in here in the mixture, just to give it nice. This is where we want the viewer to look. It's going to be the really neat area that says bright. And let's see if that does it. Okay. I'm going to get some cerulean in some shadow color, which is going to be here and here. And I'm going to put it all the way down here, as if it is shadow. Okay. I'm going to have to change brushes and go up above here. Oh boy, I'm moving right along here. Let me get some room for mixtures here. Okay. I missed my razor blade knife. I broke it, as you heard in part 2. I used it too much and I gummed it up too much. So I have to find a new one. So back to eBay or Amazon. I'm dating myself if I say eBay. Okay. I'm going to to go with this softer number 4 Rosemary Series 2025. It's just a longer, wide guy. I think I need something a little softer also. And I'm going to see what I can do with this Shiraz long flat number 4. Here we go. Let me loosen that up with a little bit of Gamsol. Because if it's not used for a few days, it gets a little stiff. Unless you keep it in canola oil or some sort of oil between paintings, which I'm thinking of doing. All right, make a mixture. Okay, so let's go with some white, and let's intensify the blue here a little bit. We'll get some cerulean, and we'll have some darker on one side and lighter on the other. And then really light. I think I'm going to go back to my 2025. And I'm going to make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to go in with a really intense blue, see what happens here. And that's nice. Here and here. Oop, got some green in there. I'm going to clean this brush a little better. Oh, golly. Okay, back to this drawing board's darker blue. Lighten that up a little bit, go into the middle pile. And I'm just going to put a touch or two over a few other places. I think that's too intense right here, so I'm lightening it up just a little bit. And I'm going to lighten this up too. Let me get back and check this out. Well, from back here it goes wonko. It's strong. Maybe too strong. Don't know yet. Okay, let's get into some white. White. Got a little green in it. And I'm going to go a little light gray in it. And I'm going to start getting some of these. I really like that just touch of green in here. Now I'm going to go a little lighter with just a touch of alizarin. A little bit of alizarin can go a long way. And now to more white. And I'm going to soften some of the blue by running some white into it. This is kind of a contaminated white. Just to knock it down a little bit. I still need some intensity at the very top, like I'm doing right now, but that's all I need. Just a little bit up on top. All right, so let's switch over. This was kind of a shovel to put the paint on. And I'm going to go to a softer brush to soften the edges. So I'm going to the Shiraz number 4. S-H-I-R-A-Z, long flat Shiraz number 4. These are rosemary brushes. I get them out of Texas. I think it's called Wind River Arts. I think I'm going to just dry brush this a little bit more. Get a little bit of gray here. Some gray left over from, I don't know, whatever this stuff was left in here. And I'm going to get just a touch of purple into this mixture. Touch of purple diazazine. And start making some inroads here. Going to add a little bit of cobalt, alizarin, cobalt. Come on, cobalt, come on through. Makes a nice subtle grayish type color. Well, that is really a nice color. It's so subtle. And I want to get a lot of it over in here and here. Oh man. Hello, that's working. I'm going to refresh the lights up in here, and in here I need one. And I need some lights right in here to kind of accent this hill right here. I need these subtle darks right here that come down right into the mountain. If you really look at the reference, you can see they do that. And the Shiraz is pretty nice for this softer application coming down. And I need just a little bit of light in a few places in this area and a little bit in here. But mostly I need this subtle gray, what do we do, cobalt, alizarin, a little bit of gray. And I thoroughly mixed it to give this gray ominous cloud just coming over the mountain here. This is a little dark right here. I'm going to just run a few soft strokes over it. And soften some of the edges of the clouds. See how I did that little jitterbug thing across there? Just a little back and forth. Okay. I'm going to make another judgment from back here. Oh, this is looking pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Let's use some of this intense color that we have and get it in the water stream here to reflect the sky and give a little bit of a punch to it. So I'm going to try to get some of this sky color and put it on this knife. Man, I don't have much of it. I hope it's enough to put some, you know, down here we replaced the road and might be too much, but let me see if that's too much. Maybe too much, but for now I'm just going to keep it. Good, all right. And some straight edges. I need a little bit more here. Okay, too much. And that may have been too much, so let me soften some of that with this gray in here. Gray, gray. Yeah, I'm making this totally up, kids. This is makeup time. And now I'm going to squeeze it down a little bit with some surrounding color. And so let's go back to olive. And let's go into some green. And a little bit of ultra blue. Ultra blue. And I'm going in with a number 2, long flat, 279. So it's nice and, oh, I need some lighter blue in it. So I went over to my cerulean. There we go. And I'm starting on the outside and I'm just moving in on some of the edges. And squeezing there just a little bit to give some sharper forms to it. All right, we can do this. Working. Okay, that's a much better. It's not screaming out at you. It's there though. It really says water. That's what I want to say. Oh man, I think that's working. All right, I'm going to check my time and figure out what we can do next. Oh man, that's wonderful. We have lots of time left. 8 minutes, it's like eternity in this business. All right. Go back and darken some of these lower portions. I'm using yellow ochre and olive. God, I've got white on my fingers. And I'm going to darken some of the lower sections. I'm going to go even darker. I'm going to put some ultra blue, olive, a little bit of viridian, but more blue. It's a real dark blue, green. And I'm going to get that in down here. And you can see me carefully putting this on. I think it comes up a little higher over here. And I'm going to put some darker stuff over in here. Wish I had some of that lighter stuff left. Okay, I'm going to go lighter. So I'm going to add some emerald to it. Emerald is so strong. And I'm going to put this in the emerald down here. That's the color. Thank you. That's the good transition color between the dark and the light. Much better. Mo better. Mo better gumbo. So I'll give some light to some of these trees here. And I'm going to do some of that over in here too. Lighten this. Put some of this green on this edge right up in here. Like there's a little bit of light coming through here. 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 Come on. Punch it. Darn it. More emerald. Stronger. A little bit of gray. Going cautiously. Okay. Wow, this penny really has a punch to it. Really, I'm really quite pleased with it. I'm going in and making some blue, transparent oxide red, and I'm going to be working on some of these foreground trees to give them a little bit more value, a darker value, and maybe some more punch. And I'll have a few over in here too. Oh, that's coming up quite nice. Wow. You know, I'm afraid this is one of those paintings that it's really good the way it looks. I'm going to just leave it instead of dink it to death. And if something really pops up tomorrow as like, hey, that's really wrong, I'm going to change it. But I think, you know, just looking at this thing, it's really got so much strength to it right now. And I am going to stick with the program. All right. So thanks for coming by North of Banff and coming through all the way to part 3. So let's sign this thing and call it done. All right. Bye-bye.